Hello students, I hope you're all studying well, regularly going through current affairs. In our today's fortnightly current affairs session, we'll be discussing major news, major events, major important dates and appointments that had taken place from the 1st of April till the 15th of April. Now before we understand or delve deeper into this, first let's quickly try to understand about the CLAT Zero Fees program. I've seen that quite a lot of you here are actually appearing for the examination or are connected to us but have not enrolled for this program. Now this is exclusively for the students who have not enrolled with our regular examinations or regular programs. Now what is this CLAT Zero Fee program? It strategically helps you with regards to your CLAT mock test along with its video solution. Similarly, you get 10 plus hours of learning videos. Further, you have 4+ hours of strategy building sessions with our expert mentors. So all of this available at no cost. Click on the link which is there in the descriptions, or else come down to our center, meet our expert educational advisors, and they'll help you out with this. Now let's try to understand the important dates for this, 15 days. Now talking about this, the first one, which is Utkal Divas, which was on the 1st of April, also known to be Odisha's Foundation Day. Next being 5th of April, that was National Maritime Day. On the 7th of April, we celebrated World Health Day, and on the 13th of April, a major event that we all know, that is Jallianwala Bagh Massacre Day. Now remember this, static or major history related events in the recent past, we have observed that they are a part of your CLAT's current affairs or general knowledge section. So without fail, go through the same in detail. Now let's understand the appointments for this 15 days. Now talking about this, number one being Viral Davda has been appointed as the Deputy CIO at Bombay Stock Exchange. Furthermore, we see Satish Shava appointed as CEO of OIGIF. Next being Justice Arun Palli. He's been appointed now as the Chief Justice for Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh's High Court. So there has been an elevation with regards to him. Next being Seema Agarwal. She's named as DGP of Fire and Rescue Services. Next, we could see that Mohsin Naqvi has been appointed as the president for Asian Cricket Council, that is ACC. Next being Sohini Rajola has been appointed as the executive director at NPCI. Next is Kamal Hassan has been appointed as the chairperson for FICCI Media and Entertainment Committee at the South. Next, we could see Poonam Gupta. She's been appointed as the RBI's deputy governor. Next is Shirley Bochwe has become the first African woman as the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Now this is with regards to the appointments. Let's quickly understand our important news for these weeks. Now talking about this, the first one, which is Telangana becoming the first state to implement Supreme Court's verdict with regards to the subcategorization. Now, Telangana has become the first state in this country to have this thing. And this was implemented after the Supreme Court's verdict. Now, when we try to talk about this, the aim of this is to rationalize the existing 15% SC reservation. Now, this has then been divided into 59 subcategories or 59 subcasts, which is then dividing them into 3 main groups. So then you will have the group 1, which will have 15 communities or 15 groups or 15 subcasts. Out of these 15 subcasts, they will be the most disadvantaged group. Next will be group 2, which is somewhere at the moderate level, having 18 such communities. Lastly, group 3, which will have 26, which are relatively at the better off. Now there are a lot of Supreme Court as well as prior committees that were involved with regards to the categorization as well as the subcategorization. So without fail, go through the same. And you know the drill. After the session, click on the descriptions to join in the Telegram channel, or if you are in the Telegram channel, you will find the detailed notes for whatever we are discussing today. Now talking about this, the next news, which is with regards to India-Italy strengthening the strategic partnership with the focus on trade, defense, as well as India, Middle East, Europe's economic corridor. Okay. Now when we try to talk about this, the idea here is to deepen the bilateral ties, which is then by focusing at multiple areas. So what are these areas? You will have areas like trade, you will have areas like clean energy, strategic connectivity, and other things that will then strengthen and help us with regards to our major event or major project, that is India, Middle East, Europe's economic corridor. Now coming to the next news, that is central government to set up 428 Eklavya models residential school. Now when we try to talk about this, the aim here is to have equality of education, specifically with regards to tribal education, and here the focus is to target 50% or more such places, or places having dense population somewhere around 50% and more of the ST community. Alright. Now next being, what is the key highlight with regards to this? There will be digital learning, you will have education infrastructure. Similarly, since we are saying it is a residential school, of course accommodation will be one more thing. Health and nutrition would be other, and as I told you, digital learning platforms, more such activities, more such platforms. Sports, other infrastructure will also be initiated and involved into this. So definitely have a look at this as well. Next, coming to the fourth major news, that is Japan builds world's first 3D printed train station in the record time. Now Japan has had the world's first 3D printed railway station. It was built in the record time of 6 hours. So imagine, now talking about this, it just took them 6 hours to build this. And what was the earlier facility? It was a 1948 built wooden facility that was then reconstructed and changed into a 3D printed railway station. The idea here was to showcase that how 3D printing technology can do bigger, better things in a very less, shorter span of time. Now, when we try to talk about this, the West Japan Railway Construction or Railway Company is the one who has built this, railway station. The work started from 11:57 p.m. That was after the last train that was departed, and before the first train to start, that was by 5:45 a.m. of the next day, it was already ready. So imagine this. Now coming to the final news for today, that is with regards to Meghalaya's waves its way to global fame with the GI tag of Rindia and Khasi handloom. Now when we try to talk about this geographical indication tags, we have seen across India there are multiple states, multiple places wherein we have seen the growth of geographical indication tags. So without fail, have a look at that. Now talking about this, what is the Rindia silk? Now it is a hand spun, naturally dyed, and it is ethically sourced and hand woven. Okay, so this is a silk that we are talking about. Next being the Khasi handloom. Now this is a traditional textile form which is made and developed by the Khasi tribes. So have a look at all of this. And now I come to the question for today, which is, which one was the first GI tag that India received and in which year? In the comment section, I will be reading and waiting for your comments. So without fail, make sure that you're putting in the comments. Apart from this, what other news, what other current affairs topic or anything else that you want us to go through or, explain you all in depth, without fail, put it in the comment section and we promise you that we'll get back, with the same. So now coming to the last part, as I keep telling you all, memory has its own memory. So without fail, write whatever whatever we are discussing. Go through the Telegram channel in terms of getting the important notes, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and all the best.